I loved it. I went through the whole thing, beginning to end. I ate it up, and they're making a movie now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're making a prequel movie, and they've cast James Gandolfini's son.
Nice.
To lead the.
That's awesome.
The movie. Yeah.
You're talking about the Sopranos prequel?
Yeah.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical. If movies had an after party, this would be it.
Well, if you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before watching any further.
Because we've got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we cannot wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, weird, or gross.
We will pass judgment on them all.
Yes.
Hey. Dementia and suicide.
Man,
we're not pulling any punches with this one.
Wait. What did you say? I missed that. What was your tagline?
I said dementia and suicide.
Oh yeah. Dementia and suicide. Yes. Yeah, this was a real uplifting show, eh, guys?
Man.
Supernova. We're doing a movie called Supernova. This was picked by John.
Yes.
Maybe you could start us off with why you picked it.
Okay, sure. Well, like I always said, my wife and I, we become like trailer junkies. We watch way more trailers than we watch movies. And so we go through trailers and we just it looked good. The trailer looked good. And yeah, I mean, all in all, I thought it was a good movie. It's not a happy movie. My wife described it as a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of like Paddleton. Remember
yes.
Paddleton? Yeah.
Definitely comparison. We had this discussion, yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Definitely. I mean, I was prepared. I prepared myself after watching the trailer for some sad, depressing shit, and it did not disappoint. But it is a very touching movie. Beautiful, a beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a lot to get into, I think, because it's about dementia, but it's also about the right to have control over your right to live or die.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, in the United Kingdom where this movie takes place, that is not a right. So,
yeah.
In Canada, it finally is, and at the heart of this movie, that's wow. It's a heavy topic.
I don't know very much about the new compassion laws in Canada.
It has to be medically assisted, and there is rules. It's not like you just do your But if what his character had to do was to order or get mailed a drug that would do it for you because you can't do it legally, it's a sad thing in upon itself. And you can't even talk to people about it.
Yeah, and what makes it extra sad in this movie is that, to protect his partner, the partner could not be present in his death, and that's what's sad about that. I mean, because that's a moment that the people you love should be around you, not something you should have to go off and do alone. That's very unfortunate,
Wow, it's just heavy stuff, eh? Like him finding out about the plan. Sam going to the van. They kept referring to it as a van, but to us it looked like an RV to me, right? Anyways, he finds his cherished writing box, I guess, where he keeps his manuscripts and he finds out
journal and his pencils.
he finds out about everything, including the drug. I wrote down what the drug was because I had to stop and pause and say, what is that? It's a suicide, or it's a drug. Sorry, guys.
You know what?
Barbiturate, right? And it's a drug used to slow down for sedative. And I guess at high doses it can induce suicide, which is horrible. When I
first saw it,
sorry, Steve.
When I first saw the drug, I thought it was the drug that he had left at home.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Did you bring your medication? Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I never even thought to look it up. And the only time I found out that it was a suicide was after he listened to the tape and he picked a fight with him, right? And,
that was an intense scene there. Yeah. Lots of heavy, intense things. It's not like they pulled their punches. They really talked it out.
Well, I mean, it was a really intimate look into that. We don't. I don't think we've ever. I've seen a movie where you have the intimacy involved around a lifelong couple that has to deal with that. And it was hurtful at times. I mean, it was hard to watch. It was sad.
Yeah, it was. It was very difficult. Because I've experienced with it in my family history. I think I've talked about this. We've done other shows dealing with dementia and not so much suicide, but dementia. It reminded me of that movie we reviewed recently, Fallen, which had a very different take. He was the character in Falling was not a likable person.
Yes.
He had no desire to do anything, he was told. But in this movie, they're rational people. This couple, they've been, we assume, very successful people in their professions, been together a long time, and wow, they're not taking this lightly. But I'm disturbed by the fact that someone would have to go, and to not be able to end their life. It's a question: is dementia worthy of assisted dying?
They didn't go into exactly what his ailments were, and so the thing is that, like, Laurie informed me, which I didn't even know, that Alzheimer's is ultimately terminal. And so if it is Alzheimer's, then it is ultimately terminal. And so, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, the quality of life is going to be gone one way or another, right? And that's what mattered here, right? I mean, does it matter if you live another 10 years or another 20 or 30 years if you're not you? I think that's really what it came down to. It's not a quality of life that he wanted, and I respect that. I mean, I think we all can kind of respect that. Like, we don't want to be, someone other than look like us, but not us, right? I don't think anyone wants to live their life like that, and so, but tough decision. I mean, it's not it's not, and when the timing is a big factor. This movie did not really portray a lot of his, how he's slipping. We saw one scene where he walked off. Then you could also look in when he's going through his journal of his writing, it looked all like gobbledygooks.
That was a huge sign for me. It's like the thing he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and that's his passion. I mean, that's
scary to me, right? I think it should be scary to all of us when we don't have the facilities to do the jobs that give us life, like our passion.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you not being able to play guitar, right? I mean,
well, just music in general. If the thing you love, it doesn't matter what it is. Oh man, that's so heavy. This discussion, like euthanasia.
But it was sad because he seems so much like himself throughout this movie. And so it's not. But you also get it. It's like, do you wait till he doesn't seem like himself? Then he doesn't actually have the ability to do it. And in the laws in the UK, he has to do it himself, right? So it really is a fine line, right? You kind of got to, the timing has to be right on this, you know, and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, would it even qualify in Canada? I don't know, and I don't want to even get into too deeply. Like dementia is very prevalent in our society, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are, because it's not going away. The longer a human lives, the more potential for ailments of all nature, right? And and
Also cures. I mean, it's
yes,
possible.
positive.
A cure is right around the corner.
That's true, Steve. Good point. But I think what's so tragic is that his character looks young. Well, one of my notes was how old were these the main characters? Like 60?
50s, late 50s. I'm thinking maybe 60,
early 60s.
Early 60s.
Well, that seems very young for most people to accept, but scary, very scary, because it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is never something that anyone would want to contemplate lightly. I mean,
no.
And I hesitate to say about anything good about it, because it's not something I want to endorse, you know. But in terms of the movie Paddleton, I mean, I get it, you know, I understand it, and this case too, I totally understand it. He had enough mental facilities to make that decision, and he was like a super smart guy, and I would endorse something like that. But I mean, a lot of people get sad, you know, and they think, oh, you know, I'm really sad. So
that's
you don't want
to. To refresh my memory, wasn't Paddleton? It was legal in his state, because in America it's legal in certain states. They got their different laws. So he had a prescription that was filled, and he did it the way he wanted to. That's the thing in Canada? As far as I know, you have to medically be cleared to do this. So am I to understand in the United Kingdom, you just kind of do it and hush hush?
And nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Understand?
It's very British.
Well, that's very sad to me.
It is sad because he was alone. I think that's the hardest thing about that, is that people have to do this alone.
We don't actually see it, do we?
No, we don't actually see it, but it's assumed because
he had a plan to do this. This is how he wanted to do it, and
his plan was when he was at the recital, and so when they show him at the recital, that kind of says it all. Because why would he go to the recital for any other reason, knowing what's going on with his partner at that point? You know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what a very touching ending scene with the being at the concert playing piano, and it looked like Colin Firth, the actor. These actors were amazing in this. It was just amazing.
They were great, yeah.
That looked like him really playing, and holy crap, what an emotional, heavy thing at the end.
Yeah. And it was the song that he said, "How come you never play that song for me?"
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow. Oh, what a very heavy movie. I don't know what we've reviewed a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was a love story, because really what it was is that you got Sam. He's initially, when he finds out about this, his love comes forward saying, "I will look after you no matter what. I don't care if you're a vegetable. I don't care if you don't recognize me. I don't care. I want, and that's what I want, right? And that shows Sam's love for Tusker, right? But then Tusker comes back and said, like, I don't want you to be that person for you. I want you to be free. I don't want you to have to look after me, And so it is a battle of love here. I mean, these are two people that really are thinking about the other one before themselves, And so it's sad. It's sad that that's where couples will find themselves in these situations, and it was an up close, intimate view of that, which was not easy to watch,
No, but ultimately, I think it comes down to the individual and everything to make it ultimately is your body, it's your choice.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I mean, that's when it gets complicated and it might involve legalities or someone's just going to do it anyway. But that's tough.
The strong argument to make it illegal is that I've heard that is convincing to me is that if it's legal, people can feel pressured into this. So grandma feels old. She feels like she's a burden to the family.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now this is a legal option now, right? So grandma might think, I really should do that. I should really take that option because I'm just bringing the family down here. They would like to be free of me at this point. And so, and you don't want that psychology put on your people that are in that certain situation, right? So you do run a risk just by making it legal. Like just by changing the law to make it legal, you can put pressure on people in very vulnerable, compromised situations. So it is a touchy, it's a very, sensitive,
it is extremely, and it's personal, and it's kind of like, I applaud this movie for dealing with this issue head on, the principal characters, which is like 80-90% of the movie centered on them, which I liked. They talk it out. They really, it's not like it's very light-hearted at all.
Short of showing the guy killing himself, we get to see pretty much everything.
The one... Sorry, Steve, you go ahead.
No. I was going to change the topic.
One of the things that did bother me was Tusker's original plan, if it had gone off the way he had planned it. I like that idea because the way Tusker wanted to do this was he had planned this trip so that Sam would be playing the recital, and while Sam was playing the recital, it's like, surprise, I killed myself and I left you a tape, right? And I think that would not have been a great way for a lifelong couple for one of them to exit. And so I didn't like. So that kind of bothered me. That was I thought, like, he's an intelligent guy, and he's he owes more than that to his partner, right? And so it's a really good thing Sam did find that, which made it a more beautiful ending than it would have been had it gone off.
Oh, it could have. Yeah, it could have went another direction. It would have been very cold. This was a nice ending. Yeah, I hear you. Definitely. But it seemed like it was pretty easy to find the smoking gun or the evidence to what he was going to do. It was up. Everything was in that box. Explain.
Here we
go. Buddy. You gotta. You're losing your memory. Check, and you got the device for which to suicide, and the tape saying, "I'm going to do it," and it's like, what if you didn't find that stuff, right? And we would have had your ending, John.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't planning on waiting very long before he did it.
No, it's sad that someone has to go to those extents. I hear John's point, like having it legal does one thing, but you can't have I think the benefit falls into the legal side of things, that it should be allowed and it has to be regulated. And I don't know those answers.
Like you need psychiatrists involved. You need people talking with family, talking with the individual. Well, mostly with the individual.
And liabilities and all the rest of it. It's very complicated.
It can't be just something that you just fill an application and you get approved.
We hope so, right?
More than that, so.
We hope so, yeah.
I have a couple of things I want to say. One, those roads are very small roads for the RV. And,
I was thinking the same thing.
I was constantly worried about their car safety. And and the other thing, at the very beginning, there's kind of this car perspective right at the beginning, after you see the naked spooning.
Right.
I caught for the first 20 minutes of the movie. I thought there was going to be a car accident because I hadn't seen the trailer.
Oh,
and,
you thought?
You know what?
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I went into it blind. Anyway,
You went into this movie really blind then.
and then I thought they were going to get into a car accident. I also didn't know they were in Britain. So every time I thought, damn, that Tucci character, what's his name? Tusker. He's not even looking at the road. He's not even looking at the road.
Oh, yeah, because he wasn't driving.
You thought he wasn't driving? Oh, I kind of figured already. I saw the trailer, Steve, but holy crap, you didn't have a clue about what this movie was about?
No idea. No idea.
You know, I kind of...
These guys really, they acted the hell out of this thing.
Oh,
they did.
I kind of feel like next time we choose to do heavy movies, I feel like I don't want to see the trailer and I just want to get into it because when you see the trailer, you know you're in for a heavy thing where you gotta kind of be in the right mind space. Yeah. I think we've done enough of these heavy movies to know that.
Yeah, well, I know. I know. I pick a lot of heavy movies, and I was saying that
and that's okay.
I'm gonna pick a dumb comedy or something just to, balance this out at some point because.
Yeah, John.
No, because by and large, all the movies are pretty damn good, and they need to be seen because we need to talk about these things more as a society.
Yeah.
I like that for sure.
I thought Colin Firth. I've watched him in other movies. I thought this was one of his best. He's a very good actor at subtle emotion. You know what I mean? Like he does his facial expressions and stuff can show pain and emotion very well, which, I didn't have a problem with Tusker. I thought he did well too, but I thought Colin Firth really, his emotions really just showed on his face really well. He's very good at that,
I thought both guys are stellar. I know Colin Firth. All I know of him really is all the romantic period piece movies or whatever.
Yeah, Bridget Jones. Yeah,
I don't know. It's not appealing to me, and I know Stanley Tucci's worked from other things, and he's always solid. And just I loved how the movie really centered around their story. It didn't get complicated. It didn't involve a lot of moving pieces, and it was a slow-paced movie. There wasn't cut scenes like crazy. It was just
in fact, I made a comment to my wife Lori. I said, while they didn't, when they showed this van winding through the road, and they did this a few times, and it really went on for quite a while. And usually, in most movies, they'll blink from a different camera angle. They'll switch to seeing it, so you get But no, this was just like one camera on a tripod, just watching this, and a significant amount of time goes by. And I said, Steve's going to think this is draggy.
Steve? Thoughts? Yeah. How did you like it?
I did not find it draggy at all, but I mean, it's only a 93-minute movie. I mean, how much time did they spend watching this card wind the way through
You know what?
Yeah.
The more I watch movies and review movies with you guys, I think the 90-minute to maybe slightly longer, depending on the style of the movie, is a nice point.
Yeah, keep it under 2 hours.
Well, for sure. I don't know. It takes an epic movie to hold 2+ hour movies together. So
yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. I think it depends entirely on the movie.
It's subjective. Yeah. It's personal taste.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a beautiful looking shot movie too. It was just music was great. Just the tone was just right for what we're dealing with.
Yeah. The dog's name is Ruby.
Ruby.
And the dog's real name is Truffles.
Is that some trivia already?
My question, no. There's no trivia. My question to you guys is, why do you think they rename dogs for movies?
I don't know. I've wondered this myself.
Because they're actors?
Maybe because
the dog is only acting. It's acting the part of the dog that belongs to him.
That dog is such a good actor.
Yeah. So I'll add to your point there.
The dog is only pretending to respond to the made-up name. Anyway,
Steve,
there's something wrong. Yeah.
to your point, Steve, I thought that was in the movie. The dog is a point where Sam's character realizes that's why he got me a dog, so I'll have something emotional to cling on to in the memory.
Well, yeah,
like,
and he did.
He really planned this out, didn't he? Like, how
He
long
did.
was
He did because he also wanted him. You notice they made a point to say it's been so long since we've all gotten together like this.
And
He wanted to make a point to get him to reconnect with all his family because he knew that he's going to need his family in the very near future, right? So,
Oh my God.
so he thought it out.
He orchestrated the whole thing, the party, the whole setup, the dog. Wow.
Yeah.
The party and the dog were part of the suicide? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
and once again,
I was oblivious.
it's a terrible plan, a terrible burden to live with for however long that was in the movie. Jesus.
All right. We're running a little bit low on time. I think we should hammer through these trivia points.
Trivia. Okay, I'm gonna take the first one here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, during a January 2021 LA Times interview with Emily Zempler, Stanley Tucci, is that how you say it? Tucci or Tucci?
Yeah. Right.
Said that he was originally cast as Sam and Colin Firth as Tusker. But during their pre-filming discussions, they both came to agree that they should switch the roles. We sat down and started talking about the script, and we'd been where we'd been shooting. And then Colin said, "Stanley, I think maybe we should switch roles," remembers Tucci, who initially brought the film to Firth after meeting with McQueen. I said, "I've been thinking the same thing, and I don't know why. I just felt it." So we read both ways for Harry, and I could tell Harry was panicked when we told him, and it was evident. It was an amazing process, McQueen adds. They brought it to me, and we decided to do an audition, which is an amazing privilege for a writer-director to have two people like Stanley and Colin sitting in a room reading both roles. I picked 5 or 10 scenes in the film, and they were kind of brilliant at both roles, as you can imagine. But there's just something about the quintessential Englishness that Colin brought to Sam and a kind, gregarious energy that Stanley immediately brought to the American Tusker, which made the lighter moments in the film really sing. It just felt right all of a sudden. Interesting. I can't imagine them being switched around. Why would Colin Firth be playing an American?
Maybe they're both British.
Well, maybe they are, yeah.
Well, I know Stanley's an Italian American, right?
Oh, you see.
And Colin's, believe he's from England, the United Kingdom, somewhere in there.
I've seen a few movies where he had a Cockney accent.
But they're actors. They're actors, and they can if they're really good actors, they can pull it off. I've seen it from people. Have you guys ever watched like a series of a great show, and then you find out the principal actor is English? And then crap.
Well, like House. I didn't know because House burst on the scene. Don't know who this actor is. He became famous for the series before I really knew him in anything else. And I just assumed he was American until I suddenly saw an interview with him. He's all talking this British accent. You're going, holy crap, man!
There you go.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie, right?
Yeah. Ultimately, I think it's the director's got to have that vision to find that actor for that role, and I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Can't.
No, I think it was executed amazingly well.
Once again, great acting.
Yes.
I'll go. The film was mainly shot in the Lake District, in Cumbria. Cumbria?
Cumbria? I don't know.
Cumbria. Sorry.
Comment and fix our trails.
I don't know what to really say about that trivia, other than that it looked like a beautiful place where they shot it.
It certainly did. Yeah.
And once again, those skinny roads, man.
Yeah.
It must have most of them must have been one way.
No. They just find spots that they'll see the way up ahead. That's
we have
that's not uncommon around the world, where they have roads like that.
We have areas in Canada that have sketchy things like that too.
Absolutely.
I've heard.
Go to Lake Quinnell by Wanapagao there. You'll see a road like that.
Yeah, there's some, but the sketchier places are in the mountainous kind of things. But anyways, we're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
By comparison, our trivia is a lot shorter. So here, Laurie Campbell plays the same character here that she played in Hinterland, Lola. So in Supernova, when she tells Tusker that she has fallen in love, she is referring to Harvey in Hinterland, who was played by director Harry McQueen.
Okay, so I have not seen this. You guys?
Yeah.
Anyone?
You would have to see those movies to get any of that.
So we're basically saying there are two movies get tied together in this movie that we're oblivious to the other movie.
Shared universe or whatever.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
Colin Firth did some, though not all, his own piano playing.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
That was some great editing, whoever put that together, because I totally believed. And I think we've talked about people playing instruments in movies in the past. It's very disorientating to see someone try to play it and they're not. It totally takes you out of the movie. And when at that point in the movie, you got to really sell it. So good job. Good job, whoever put that together. That's...
Yes.
Yeah. What is that movie with Lady Gaga that we covered?
Oh,
Star
is Born.
Star is Born. Yeah.
There's some sketchiness in that one, but mostly good. But the one I think we all thought was shaky, I thought at points was Crossroads, where it's the guitar, guitarist duel.
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, But Whiplash, on the other hand, was cool.
Amazing. Amazing. I was shocked that you could play that.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was... That ending scene in this movie was one of the most emotionally kicked in the balls gut emotional kick. It's like, come on, man. Woo.
Yeah, it was sad.
Very, very good pick, John.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
it's a good pick. It is.
It was good. It was good. I'm glad I watched it. I told Sherry that she has to watch it because it'll make her bawl her eyes out. We are running extremely low on time, so I'm just going to wrap this up. If that's okay with you guys?
Yes.
That was Supernova. We are primarily critical. You are awesome for joining us. Thank you so much. If you like us, if you like clothes, we sell merch.
Yeah.
Buy our stuff. And I think that's it. Oh, next week, Monday at noon. Super quick. What do we got? Blinded by the Light.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
It's my pick. Check it out. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's more uplifting. That's all I gotta say.
Less suicide.
Right. Spoiler.
Less dementia, less suicide.
Oh,
it'll be grand. Bye-bye.
Bye.